So today I actually came up here with something different in mind. I was gonna drive up the road a little further, which would have taken me on the other side of this ridge line and up higher elevation, and I was gonna wander around up there, but the road is closed down now because it's I assume because we're getting a lot of snow up there now. So I'm gonna kind of explore my way into this little area, and that's kind of the full plan I have for today, just that way. But there should be a good amount of wandering potential up in this area. So it's probably kind of distant in the camera here, but I'm not sure if you can see that little spot in the ravine there. The stream follows this, and most everything is kind of dying off. It's turning this color because of the fall and winter coming. There's that one spot that's just super strangely green. There's some more green up here, but that spot is like bright green, which means I must investigate it further. Also of note, this kind of stuff, which looks fairly forgiving from a distance, is rather tangly when you actually start moving through it. Look how green this little section is. This is that spot I was pointing out earlier. It just decided to be super green. So this is a really strange little pocket of earth right here, because we got this section here that got super green all of a sudden, but then snow, pretty thick up here. I mean, this is old snow, but it's interesting. So I left the stream a little bit, it's back there. I'm coming up here now, see what's up here. Trees got bigger. So this is one of the parts that I like about being out. I always like getting out, even if it's, you know, right by a road or a trail or whatever, but I really like getting out kind of away from things. Right over there, that kind of horizontal line is the road that I'm parked on. So I've been coming in around the stream and stuff. But now, pretty soon, I'll be coming up over this and around the corner, and it's still not a ton of distance from the road, you know, but it's it just feels good to be able to look around and just be out of view of reminders of normal life. I'm not sure exactly what, but it just feels good being out here. You can hear the stream going down here. It's just good. So I've been coming across a ton of blueberries up here. As you've seen in some of my previous videos too, just this time of year, it's blueberry season, but finding a bunch on this hike, and it was nice because as I came up out of that steep stuff over there, I was thinking about digging into my pack and getting some of my food to kind of get some carbs in there to stay fueled up. But big old bush of blueberries, big ones too, right at the top of that hill. So it's always a cool feeling to just be able to pluck from your resources around you and kind of feel a part of nature that way. But yeah, there's a lot of them up here, and they're all nice and sweet too because of they've been getting chilled. Oh, look at all these. These berries are all over the place in this kind of area too. These are crowberries. And they just cover this area like carpet. But they're not really my favorite. They're a little I don't know, I'm so bad at describing taste. They're not all that sweet, but they're not really bitter either. The skins are a little tougher. Just not quite as delightful as the blueberries. There's so many blueberries up here. So if I have blueberries, I'd rather have those, but it's cool that there are options. So I'm starting to get out toward where, especially over this hill, I can't really see it from this point of view, but once I get over here and then up in here, the land starts to have a little more variation to it, opens up, starts getting above this brushy stuff and more into the actual kind of alpine tundra stuff that I love. And so this is where I start liking to scout things out and explore stuff, because like up in here, anytime there's like a little shelf like that goes out of my view, there's always potential that it collects water, especially because we got streams running down out of it. And those little alpine lakes are amazing. So that might be a fun route. I want to come over this though and see what's over there, because from back there where I had a different point of view, I was able to see that there's lots of variation over there too. Oh yeah, and this even cuts in behind this, like between the snow and the green. Lots of stuff out there. But again, like I keep saying in my videos, like I push in this far and then I start exploring and getting myself out even further. And so at some point, you know, I gotta go back. But I don't know, sometimes it's worth, as long as I'm not putting myself in like an unsafe situation, like getting lost or trapped out in the elements that I'm not prepared for or whatever, then I don't mind pushing on, even if it means a slow trek back in the dark, or you know, careful maneuver over some snow I end up in. This is what I'm out here for, so keep exploring, keep wandering. So I have a little bit better view of what I'm dealing with here now. I actually thought that this wall of mountainous went further that way, and there's kind of a passage that way, so I was waiting to get up here to see which way I want to go, but this is close, so it just keeps on going that way. Still got potential lake situation, which I think I'm going to pass on. I'm going to follow this wall around, like I was saying before, in between the snow and the green there. Whoop! See where that goes. It might close off in there, but either way, I'm going to go check it out. All right, this is my viewpoint for decision-making time. This is a pretty high wall. There's no real passage out there unless I climb up and over. So I have to decide, am I just going to wander around here and then double back? Or do I want to go over this? Options for going over that I have pondered: go up here, which is my easiest approach to the ridge, and then follow it into the fog of darkness. This looks pretty rocky. That might be some tricky stuff there. I mean, but I could follow this whole ridge, maybe. That would be cool. The other thing is coming up this and then moving up and getting that way, because then I bypass that one. I can either play on this ridge or go down off the back, depending on what I see up there. Oh, and then the last option was just to kind of go up in here and check out this part. But once I'm up in there, that's not really the best approach for getting up higher. There, I'd rather backtrack and come up rather than climb this scree stuff. So that is what I'm pondering about now on this little knoll I found. Pretty nice little quiet pocket of mountain goodness here, though. So I'm taking a little break here while I contemplate my next move, figuring out where I'm going to go here. But I wanted to mention these boots that I'm wearing today. They're different than my normal thing. If you follow the channel, I'm working with those. I like the Merrell trail gloves is usually what I'm wearing. This is definitely not as lightweight and minimal as those. This is a heavy, stinking boot, but it's I thought I'd give it a try though. Been trying out different things here for Arizona. I'm sorry, here for Alaska. A little bit different than it was in the desert. And there's some times where, especially now that it's getting colder, it's kind of nice to be able to have some kind of a boot, keep my foot a little warmer, but also like earlier when I was walking along that stream, kind of sloshing in some mud and things like that on accident. And normally my foot just gets wet as long as I'm wearing like a wool sock. It's not too bad with those trail gloves that I normally wear. And I've been staying warm enough and I don't mind my foot being wet for a little bit there. My thing with this kind of boot versus like the more minimal thing is always that like this armors my foot up nice and good, gives me some good stability, especially if I'm carrying any weight or if I'm going over some tricky terrain. But I can't feel the ground as good. Definitely not as light. They can't move as quickly. They're a little clumsy feeling, especially, you know, because I've been wearing these more minimal shoe forever. But so there's definitely some pros and cons on them. But I figured I'd take them out and try them. These ones, like I say, Merrell replaced my old one, which I just started to get broken in. So these ones aren't as well broken in, so they're not as comfortable. They're not moving as good for me right yet. And that's part of why I brought them out today. I want to try to get them good and broken in before I decide if it's a keeper or if I need to just stay with the minimal thing. Another thing that I like about those trail gloves or any kind of footwear like that is that you can feel the ground a little bit. And there's kind of a balance there. I don't need to feel it all the way because then, you know, injure your foot potentially. But a little bit of ground feel helps to connect you with where you're at. It does for me anyway. I've enjoyed that about those kind of shoes. So you don't feel that as much with a big boot like this because you're just kind of stomping around. But like I say, it's got its benefits. So that is my rambling about gear in case you're interested. Okay, back to the pondering about this route decision. Okay, I made up my mind here. I'm going up here. Get up on top of the ridge. And then I'm just gonna see how far I can take it. Might get a little weird in the fog or on that giant beast right there. But so I don't know what I'll do, but I'll head up this way first and then go from there. Seems like fun. Get up a little higher, be able to see out over things. It's a good time. Ooh, this is steep. Woo! That was kind of a steep and direct way to get up here, but I'm up on this ridge now. Yeah. Got some views down into the valley there. And I got this. Cool. So I figured I'd do a little update here since this is the Adventure Ryan channel and I'm trying to share the adventure, feel it's appropriate. To give a little update on what's making today a bit of an adventure. So, like I was saying, I'm wanting to come up on this ridge, go through the mystery fog, and see if I can get out the other side. Seems like a fun game, but a couple little things are kind of becoming obstacles for me. One, my boots, which this is a horrible way to break in boots, but I keep trying to break them in and I just keep not having good opportunities to do it. So I finally just decided to stick them on my feet and bring them wherever I'm going. But I guess I was feeling a little more ambitious than I meant to today. So going up over the ridge, I just did a foot check a little bit ago, pulled my boots off, checked my feet. I'm missing a lot of skin on both my heels. I can still keep going, but that's you know, painful, and it's going to continue to cut in there. And I'm dealing with with this. So, you know, it's mostly just discomfort, but it does kind of slow me down and make my steps a little bit different. And you know, my feet are kind of the only thing I got out here. So this is my main piece of gear. And also the valley, it's raining in the valley. I think that storm system's staying over there. I'm kind of in a different cloud pattern over here, but it's not a guarantee that that rain won't swing this way. And I don't have my raincoat with me. Didn't want to pack it. So those are my little predicaments here. Also, once I get up into the mystery fog, it's, you know, a mystery. So whether or not I can actually push through the other side of that, I don't really know. And even if I can, you know, I don't even know where I'm going here. I'm just kind of enjoying being out, and I can't stop myself from getting up on these ridges and wandering around. So yeah, so that's where I'm at now. I guess, you know, I can always just turn around now and go back, but that's not what's happening. I'm gonna go that way. See how this steep section treats me. If I'm still doing good there, this next part's okay. Then it's gonna get a little sketchy in there because it's rocky and mystery fog. But it's not gonna be until I get over here that I'm gonna be able to see out and over and be able to plan whether or not I can keep on going either along the ridge or off the back, or if I need to find a way out of there. So yeah, fun times are ahead. It's always good to have a little mystery. I'm not in a horrible situation, but there's some potential discomfort in the miles ahead. So I think I like my kind of more minimal approach to footwear for most situations. But one thing I am liking about having, you know, these leather boots on, is that I'm able to walk in the snow and it doesn't just go right through my shoe. I was having that problem in my my last video, getting up into the snow. I was freezing my foot pretty good. Not too bad though. And I had some pretty thin socks on that day. They were wool, but they were really thin ones, so I have to keep exploring the footwear situation. So I had some new developments here. My mystery fog cleared out. I'm about to come up over this, and then I'll doop doop and hopefully go over there. So I'm hoping it stays clear like this, long enough for me to move through it. There's that little lake down there. I don't know if that's coming in. My only other concern though, over here, the rain kind of shifted that way into the valley. So I'm not as concerned about it, that part, but there's a new thing developing here, including this fog that's slowly been coming over. So there's a chance that I might get ambushed by the fog on my way over. So I kind of want to make good time coming over this, because I'd like to be on the other side of this rock in this clear visibility. I don't want to be in the fog on that if I can avoid it. But I also can't go super fast because I'm missing a lot of skin on my heels. Gotta have that skin on your heels. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention, now that I'm getting up here, I think where I'm at here, you can see out over that ridge, and then there's another distant ridge beyond that, but there's space between it, and I'm pretty sure that road I talked about, that the gate was closed on it, so I couldn't get back there. That road, I believe, comes up on the other side of that ridge. So that's one option I have if I can make it over there, and especially if this fog tries to get me, then I can head off there. It'll still be a down and up, kind of like what I dealt with back here, going down into the streamy stuff and then back up. But then I can walk the road easy enough, so that might be an option. And it might be what I do even if I don't get trapped in the fog, just because then it gives me some variety. Get my loop on. Looks like the fog moved back in, shifting in and out pretty quick, so there's a chance it'll clear out again just as quickly as it came in. Pretty good patch of it right now. Pretty much right where I don't want it to be too. Got some sunlight out on the water way over there, doing some awesome things. My ridge just cleared out once again. Not sure if it'll stay that way. Let's see what we got over here. That looks kind of steep. So I think I'm actually getting close to where I popped out over and viewed out over the valley a few videos back. Might be up over there somewhere. This might have been that valley I was looking down into, but from a different angle. Oh, there's 5 ravens cruising around over there. Man, they can make short work of this valley. Seven. So I think I'm going to keep trying my plan here of going up along this ridge, coming off this, and somewhere up on there I should be able to get a better sense of where I'm at, as far as like what my next move is. And if you're watching this and thinking, hey, you should have a GPS or a map with you, that would help. I agree with that, and that is a good thing, but I'm right now where I'm at, I'm wandering within my safe wanderability zone. Like I can get a little turned around in here and I can afford it. It's still within my ability to get back. But I always bring at least a map and compass when I'm if I'm planning to go a little out further. So it probably seems like I don't know what I'm doing out here, because I'm constantly in these things where I'm going up over a ridge thinking it's something, and then I'm completely wrong. But I kind of like it that way to, like I say, as long as it's within my comfort zone of wanderability, it's nice to have some unknown, because it lets me explore, and there's something fun about not knowing what's over the next ridge. But yeah, for some of the bigger adventures, or when I get more into some more unknown terrain, I like to have the map and compass there, because otherwise I can get into some bad situations. Okay, this spot's kind of dropping steep, so I'm going to get the camera off here so I can not die. So I'm getting some little snow flurries every now and then. Not much, but just the occasional snowflake coming out of somewhere. Not sure what that means for the remainder of my journey, but I think I'm still good. Clearing up really nice over here on the ridge. Still got almost ate it there. It's still got this fog that kind of drifts up and over, but they're in such tiny little patches. They kind of come and go. Like, I think enough so that if I did get in a bad situation, I could probably just sit there for a bit. And the only part I'm really concerned about is whatever's happening on this rock. But it might have a piece on the other side of it that's just easy moving, like this is. I just stopped to pull my sandwich out of my pack, and fog flanked me. It's coming in thick over here too. Kind of exciting. Like I say, it's in manageable patches, it seems, though. So, and my route ahead of me is clear right now. Mountain fog is the coolest. So you're up close and personal with it. Drifts in and it appears right in front of you sometimes. It's kind of cool because you start to realize that it's just what it is. But sometimes we look at things as these individual objects, a cloud, a rock, fog. But these things are fluidly changing in and out. What was air a second ago thickened and became fog right in front of you. Look at this right here. It's like, I know I've talked about this before, but I like it. Look at right in this section. It's moving up here, but it's gathering too. That part right there, it's growing and like getting thicker. It's amazing. It's gathering in really quick now. Okay, I'm coming up and around that big rocky section that I was hoping to be able to make it across. So pretty shortly here I should be able to have a better idea of what I'm dealing with as far as doability. So this section of rock wasn't bad to get around. I just came around this side of it and avoided the having to mess with the more difficult side. Still got this coming up though. That's the main one. I should be able to come up here just fine, but I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what the down route looks like over there. Just looked back and realized I can see my car parked way down there on the road. It looks deceptively close. Snow's coming down pretty good now. Gotta figure out where I'm going with this. I'm having fun just wandering around out here. You know, like I say, I want to come hopefully get off the backside of this. That's looking pretty steep, but we'll see what it looks like once I get over by those two big boulders. But I think in order to link back with that road I was talking about, I gotta zigzag this ridge line for a while and then drop off. Which again would be cool. I was just trying to figure out what I have time for and food for and all that. Because at this point, no matter which way I go back, it's kind of a long stretch. Even if I head straight back the way I came, maybe by dropping down this steep thing. That's pretty steep there. It doesn't look so steep from this angle, but it's pretty steep. And then it's still a long trek from the lake down into the valley where I originally went up that to reach the ridgeline. So even if I come down there, it's still a long trek, and then I'm back in the stream and the shrubs and stuff. So it's definitely still an option. Gonna wait until I see what's over the other side of that rocky part there. Still doing okay though. I got I'm glad that it's snowing and not raining, because snow doesn't get me as wet. Like I said, I didn't bring my raincoat. I still have one more layer in there, good mid-weight kind of layer. So, and I'm plenty warm right now. Got a hat I can put on. So, you know, those are the kind of things I started thinking about now. Like, am I equipped to settle in for the long haul here, if that's what it ends up being? So, because otherwise, there's a certain amount of that challenge and an unknown that's fun, but you push it too much and it just starts getting uncomfortable. Okay, so there's the road I was talking about maybe linking up with. It's a good ways out there. Oh man, but oh, that is not the road that I thought it was. So this, again, if you watched that video a few back where I was out exploring that direction, I came in around this hillside. That's that road that was in the backdrop sometimes. Not the road that I thought I was going to link up with. I mean, if I follow it up far enough, I'll get there. Yeah, I think before I was over in these ridges, and this water that drains off that cliff there, where you see the edge of the snow meet the backdrop of moss colors there, that's actually the cliffy area that was what I was trying to come up this road for in the first place. I was wanting to come around into that area and then explore up in here. So that's cool that I kind of did that, but by accident. Yeah, so I'm going to scout out this, see what it looks like to drop down into there. And then I have this option too. I think I might start working my way down in here. Where's the sun at? That's going to be a long trek, but if I can get down over this little meadow here, like where that stream's running, I got to still come out around, drop down there, because that's like a cliff. No, new plan. First I got to figure out what the best way to get down this thing is, I think is what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to come across this valley, stay up on the high ground up there where the snow dusting is, and wrap around there. And then I might be able to meet up with the road that I was actually trying to meet up with. And I'll also get to hang out by that lake. There's a lake there, an Alpine Lake, really pretty lake, but it's kind of a hot spot for humans because they Like there's a road right up to it in a parking lot. But since they shut the gate, it'll be quiet. And that'll be cool. Although it might be dark by the time I get to the water. Got a lot of steep and slick going on over here. I think maneuvering around that rock, no matter which way I go, that's going to be kind of a scramble. I think I'm better off negotiating some of this stuff. As long as I take it nice and slow, because the stuff's slick and some of it's a forever slip and slide if you catch a foot wrong. Might be able to get on the other side of that rock. I don't know. I'm going to wander around a little bit, see what I can find. But I think I'm going to go this way. It's probably not the most responsible. Ooh, check this out. I think this is a wing flap. Whew. There's a bunch of bird tracks up in here. That's cool. Wing flap. Anyways, I like I say, it's probably not the most responsible idea for me to be pushing on here. Not that it's a horrible plan. It's not like terribly unsafe or anything. It's just putting in a lot of miles here because I'm kind of going out and around. And I think I'll be good. I still got some food in the pack. My water's good, and as I get down lower, I can drink from those streams. And there's a ton of blueberries too when I get down lower, so I can supplement with those if I need to. I mean, it's snowing a little bit. The weather's not too bad. Getting these little flurries and the fog moving in, but it's mostly staying on this side here. Over here, it's actually kind of opening up. I think it's a good game plan. So I kind of reached a dead end on my current route. I can probably get down off this, but I always have to take some extra precautions when I'm by myself. Because if I fall and get injured to where I can't hike out of here, then nobody's finding me. That's not funny, sorry. I don't know why I laughed at that. So, but I'm still going to press on here along this ridge. I'm just going to have to backtrack and come down below what I'm standing on. Kind of work up there. That should be good. And run up there. So yeah, I'm going to go up and around. Try to get around this ridge. Oh, blue sky. Look at that. Wouldn't that be cool if all of a sudden the sky just opened up? It did for that little spot on the ridge way out there. I do like some nice clear days and some sunny weathers, but times like this where there's just that rare chance of sunlight, kind of a special moment, because if it does break through, even for a few seconds, it's like awesome. Some slidey stuff. Yeah, I think I can traverse around this and get back on my ridge. Should work out. So I'm just realizing that, like, since I'm making this a little bit longer trek than what I originally planned for, probably need to conserve my battery time on these cameras a little bit. Okay, I'll stop for a second. I probably need to conserve my batteries on this camera, so I might have to shut it off for a while and keep working my way around this ridge. So I made it around that thing. That thing looks pretty treacherous from this angle, but coming out and around the back end was definitely the way to go. So I'm still working my way over along this ridge now, kind of looking for an opportunity to drop down into this valley, which is kind of an exciting idea for me just because it was kind of my original plan of where I wanted to explore today. And I struck out because that gate was closed, the road was closed. But who needs roads? So I wasn't quick enough with my camera, but took a moment to enjoy it for myself at least. It's pretty foggy right now, and I heard this noise, and it was a wing beat of ravens, and they popped out of the fog here. A group of them came by. One of them like circled me, took off, just right here close too. It's really cool. Really cool. I think I'm gonna start making my way down this. This is pretty steep stuff, and it's slick because of the snow. But if I take it easy, take it nice and slow, get my zig and my zag on, get down into there, and then I gotta, because if I keep going this way too far, I'm gonna just end up putting more miles into this day, because I need to get down there so I can come around here, because I still need to come way out and around and over around those mountains, and then further back there beyond where I can see now. Oh, and then link up with the road and walk however long that is down the road where my car is. Forgot about that part. That's gonna take a while. Woo! This fog is cool though. Pretty good day. Yeah, this is gonna be a tricky one here. Just gonna need to take it slow though. I'm exploring methods of faster travel on this crazy terrain, and I've been playing with the, what should I call it, the squat on feet and scoot and slide method. Check this out. You're going pretty fast. Woo-hoo! This is great. Huh. Surprisingly controllable. Had another group of ravens fly over me. Trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing up here. I did a few laps. I would too. Sorry guys, I'm kind of weird. So the snow's been coming down pretty steady now. I'm kind of getting socked in a bit. Not sure if that'll let up, because it keeps kind of fogging up and then clearing. So, but I'm going to try to pick up my pace a little bit, because I still have a long ways to go, which was my plan. But I want to make sure I get to certain points, because my lighting's going to get pretty weak if it stays kind of clouded up and fogged in like this. But I'm getting down into this piece here. I think I'm going to take this route. Oh, well, yeah, I'm going to take this piece around and then try to stay on that high ground like I was saying before. Also important note, the scoot and slide technique was by far the best way to manage that slope. Everything was kind of frozen. A lot of the rocks were kind of frozen in place, and so it made the ground just really slick. And you saw something move up there. I'm trying to figure out what it was. And yeah, no matter what you ended up doing, you still end up in that scoot and slide position anyway. So you might as well start there, own it. You know what I'm saying? Gotta own it. So back to my ponderings about my footwear dilemma. This is another, being able to walk around in this stuff has been great. Like, my feet are still dry and warm. My heels are probably bleeding, but aside from that, pretty good situation. So might need to be looking into something, maybe not quite a boot this heavy. I don't know, maybe these will be good once they break it. But like I say, once the summer comes, I like those barefoot shoes. A little stream. This thing's just coming up out of nowhere. Pretty crazy that just over there the sun is shining. That's not that far from here. We're just kind of in a little snow flurry here. Kind of interesting to think about though, how, you know, life stuff, you know, we get stuck in our head sometimes and thinking that, or maybe in a certain life situation that is actually like pretty crappy. And it feels all dark and gloomy and stuff, but this is usually what's going on. It's not too far from us, the light. Okay, now that I'm standing at the edge of this cliff, I keep ending up at cliffs. I know I need to come off this cliff, come down around. I need to be up on that ground. Yep, because I think over there, that distant area where there's like some snow dusting, is where I was at a few videos back when I was looking for that lake and it wasn't there, and it was that. So I'm trying to get to there. But I got quite a few little steps here, but that's why I want to get onto this, because then I can stay on the high ground instead of going down and up, and I'll just stay high, hopefully. Like the sky's opening up a little bit. I might actually get to visit with some sunlight. Be kind of neat. So I'm following this little stream. My original plan was to kind of go up on that high ground there and work my way around. But when I did that last time, I ended up way higher than where I needed to then drop back down and connect. So I'm gonna see if there's a way off this. I think this little stream tumbles off this cliff in a second. So not sure if there's a way for me to tumble off the cliff as well in a safe way, or if I need to work my way up and over. I think I'm gonna get some sunlight. Although that might be blocking it. I'm gonna work my way over there so I can, in case it does come out, I can tag into it. So I'm working my way down this little stream. so far it's letting me, love all these little tumbly things. So far it's letting me make my way down. I was kind of worried it was just going to kind of be a drop and I'd have to work my way all the way around, but I like its company, so I'm glad to be able to be staying so close to it. But I think I'm going to come down once I get to where the snow breaks and where the moss is kind of open up. I'll probably stay at that elevation to wrap around this piece here, because then I can start my path towards where I'll link up with that road that I gotta walk back. Sky is opening up over here. I'm not getting any beams of sunlight, not even up on the high mountains. But I just checked the clock and I think the sun, if it hasn't already set, is like, I mean, I don't think it's set yet. I think it's pretty low in the horizon though. So I don't think I'm getting any more actual sunlight, but nice that it's opening up a little bit. Giving me a little bit of clear views around. Although I've enjoyed the fog and the snow flurries and all the stuff. It's been quite the sampling of weather, which makes things kind of interesting and fun. So this is pretty cool because my original plan today was to come up that road that ended up being closed. I was going to come up that road and then hike back to here and explore this little waterfall, and I wanted to see what was up on top of there. And when I found the road closed, I pulled down kind of with the intention of seeing if I could sneak around the backside. But once I got out there in that terrain, I didn't even think it was an option anymore, because it was just a lot bigger back there than I realized. So kind of just set my mind that I was going to do something different, which was fine. I got to explore, I don't even know where I was now, but up on those ridges. And anyway, it's kind of a fun little extra credit thing there to be able to end up exploring my spot there. It's going to cost me a bit because now I gotta walk that road that I was planning on driving. I'm not sure how long it is. It's not horrible. I think I've walked it before, but yeah, I have. But won't be bad. And like I say, even if the lights go out on me, just be following the road eventually. So I'm pretty good from here on out as far as navigating. This stuff shouldn't be too bad. I'm just gonna follow this mountain around where it goes, and then it kind of leads me right to the pass. Almost died a little bit. Leads me right to the pass where I was aiming for. So that video a few times ago, I was up in that stuff. If you watch that one, went up and that snowfield I followed isn't in view yet, I don't think, but I think I came up through there, got up on the ridge line there. So it's kind of fun to kind of explore two separate places, but then kind of merge them together in my mind to complete a bigger picture. Help me get to know this area a little bit. I need to go up over that one time too. I've never been over there. I've hiked up in this in the past, but I've never gone over that. I want to know what's over that. Sun's getting pretty low in the sky over there. Been able to watch the clouds kind of do their thing up here. That's been fun. Just came around the corner though, so I'm heading this way. Kind of my last stretch. Still got a bit to go, but in fact I might drop down a little lower. Yeah, this has been fun, and I might end up walking that road in the dark. I'm glad I brought some extra layers, because you know, in Arizona, if you followed my channel there, I've done a lot of my little adventures end up in the night because I come back, I end up just wandering for too long, and then the sun goes down. It's kind of what it does, and so I have to work my way back in the dark, which is something I've actually come to enjoy quite a bit. But it is a little different here in Alaska because with the darkness comes increasing cold. But like I say, whoa! I got gear for that, so I should be good. Just realized that the sun hasn't fully set. It's right there. Kind of pinched between those clouds, but trying to decide if I should wait here and watch it, because that'll be cool when it comes through. It might actually shoot through into here, which would be amazing. But that would mean I'm setting myself up to definitely be in the dark for even this stretch. Wouldn't be too big of a deal though. The big old sun over there. It's cool, like I was saying earlier, like when you don't get actual direct sunlight anywhere all day, it's cool when it peeks through. Kind of a fun little extra at the end of a fun day. Like I say, enjoyed being there with the fog and the snow and all that. That was awesome, but finish off the day like this makes walking a lonely road in the dark not that bad. Soak this up into my soul. That was awesome to be able to see a little bit of sunlight at the end of this little adventure. Well, it's not the end, I still have a long road to walk, but that was good. Alright, so I'm on the road now. This is that road that's closed for the season. So I'm gonna walk it back down through all this. And then I still gotta walk a little further because when I saw the gate was closed, I did a U-turn and headed back a little ways further down the road. So, but I'll just road walking from here on out. It's a good day though.